And that was because I was too heavy. I was a fat boy growing up. And so they had a weight limit. And then my mom was like, you 7, you can't be out there, hitting the big boys. You gonna curl up. And I was like, all right, mom, I just play basketball and soccer a little bit. But it wasn't until a family friend came up and was like, they dropped the weight limit. So I was like, all right, bet. I'm in 8th grade. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't good at first. I was a little soft. I was used to basketball. But once I really got into it, I'm like, I love this. I just love combat. And since then, it's been my love. No one said NFL until my high school coach did it when I was a freshman. And I wasn't even thinking about it then. I was just trying to make the varsity team. Because they said I was big, they said I was a little athletic. And I'm just thinking, next step, how can I get better right now? Because I feel like I was behind. I started when I was 12. Everybody else had been playing since they were 5. So I'm like, how can I get better right now, little by little? And he said NFL one day, and I was just thinking about it. I'm like, I might.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Chantel with the Developing Athletes Podcast, and I am joined by our amazing co-host, Shadzilla.
Hello, what up?
But so happy to announce that we have the Brandon Walton, current offensive tackle for the Carolina Panthers, in the house. But we know you can play so very many positions. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. I can handle my business. Yeah.
You do. You do. So let's start from the beginning, though, Brandon. Tell us about, where are you from?
I'm from Largo, Florida.
Okay. Is that near Mar-a-Lago?
Just Largo, Florida.
Okay.
Like St. Pete, Clearwater area.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what was it like? We want to go ahead and try to document what it takes for an athlete to make it from where you're from to the NFL. So tell us about your childhood.
Shoot, it started off with adversity. Lost my father at 1, so it was just me and my mom for the majority of my life. But I did have my stepfather step in at 12.
Okay.
And yeah, growing up, it was just me and her. I watched her go from teacher to, principal. And now she's still a principal to this day.
I love that for her. She had dreams.
Yeah, and she had me in a lock, too, when it came to them grades.
Yeah.
She had me in a lock.
Nah, my mama was a teacher, too, so I already know, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, just growing up with her, watching her elevate and being there, and then my stepfather stepping in, giving me a good role model to look after. And
I love that.
Yeah.
So who was getting you to practice, though? Your mom is working on, I imagine, some degrees in the background. She's in school. Was it your stepfather who really helped guide you into the football career, or was it your mom who recognized that her son had a talent and made sure that you got to where you needed to be?
Honestly, I didn't really start playing until I was 12.
Okay.
And that was because I was too heavy. I was a fat boy growing up. And so they had a weight limit. And then my mom was like, you 7, you can't be out there, hitting the big boys. You gonna curl up. And I was like, all right, mom, I just play basketball and soccer a little bit. But it wasn't until a family friend came up and was like, they dropped the weight limit. So I was like, all right, bet. I'm in 8th grade. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't good at first. I was a little soft. I was used to basketball. But once I really got into it, I'm like, I love this. I just love combat. And since then, it's been my love.
Nice.
Do you feel like you missed, you didn't have something in your life where you missed something not having your biological dad around?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And my mom used to always say, she's like, I'm your mom and your dad. And she tried. And,
And when you say she tried, where did she miss the mark?
I feel like as a single mother, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
I feel like a little black boy, especially in the South, you need a father figure around. And that's why it's like growing up those first 12 years, she did all she could. And then my stepfather stepped in, and then I had my coaches after that. And then that's where the rest of my development came from.
Right. That's where the village kind of came into place. You would say your village came once you really embraced football?
Yes. I had the village the whole time.
Okay.
Helping my mom. Everybody knew my mom was a go-getter. So the village just came with me.
Okay. Okay. So at what point did the talent become recognized where they were like, wait a minute, this boy is good. Like, we need to go ahead and get him ready for professional football?
No one said NFL until my high school coach did it when I was a freshman. And I wasn't even thinking about it then. I was just trying to make the varsity team. Because they said I was big. They said I was a little athletic. And I'm just thinking, next step, how can I get better right now? Because I feel like I was behind. I started when I was 12. Everybody else had been playing since they were 5. So I'm like, how can I get better right now, little by little? And he said NFL one day, and I was just thinking about it. I'm like, I might, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I ain't had the confidence yet. Yeah. I was like, I'm just gonna work trying to get on a varsity team. Then I'm gonna work trying to get a scholarship. So I just took every step by step. I never had the dream of going all the way from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. A day at a time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So you entered the draft, did you?
I was undrafted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, who was the first professional team you played for?
Buffalo Bills.
Okay. Okay. Now I don't know how it happened, but I know you transitioned from the Bills and you went on to play for Tampa Bay Buccaneers alongside Tom Brady. How was that, like defending Tom Brady?
Tom was like, how do I describe it? He was an everyday man. There was nothing like overwhelming about Tom. Is that when he came to work, he demanded greatness out of you.
Okay.
And it came in the details. He even held himself to a different standard as well. It wasn't like he was getting on you. If he threw a bad pass, he was like, damn it, Tom. Like, he talking to himself. So I'm like, if he the great, and he already got all these rings, and he talking to himself like that, holding himself accountable, it rose the whole team.
Like, it's me against me.
Yeah.
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 So how did that, knowing that he approached the game like it's me against me, it's about how I improve in this game, how did that affect or inspire you as a player?
I stopped looking outward for, motivation and looked into myself. And then when I really looked into myself, I started thinking about all the things that I lacked and why I needed to go to the next level of my game. And, being able to do that, start taking those baby steps like I did when I was 12, kept me in the league and kept me moving forward.
It sounds like your mom was like in the background the whole time, kind of helping orchestrate some things. Would you say that that's true?
Yeah, she put down the foundation. And she put, I gotta tell this. Okay, so there was one time I was 14, and we was on a bus, and we was about to go play a good school. It's called Eastlake, and so at the time I was playing D tackle, and I'm on the bus. I'm hyped, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready for the game. All of a sudden, you see a little black Camry pull up, skirt, in front of the bus, and all I heard was Brandon. And I see my mom get out, came on the bus. She was like, Brandon, come here. She said, I was like, oh, damn.
Like, if you thought you was about to go somewhere, hold up.
She grabbed me by the ear and she said, you got a C on your math test. You ain't going nowhere.
Oh, wow.
Bro, are you serious?
Mama, a C? Mom, I'm finna go get these offers. What you mean a C?
Mama, this trigonometry.
Mom, I was hyped for the game. I don't know, but that's the type of background I came from.
Yeah.
Because education meant a lot to her.
Yeah, yeah. You got to be well-rounded, 100% across the board.
Yeah.
I love that. So greatness was just kind of, it was ingrained in you. Greatness was ingrained in you.
Critical thinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But think before you do something. And she also always tell me life is about 90% what happens to you, 10% how you react to it. And I used to be like, Mom, you tripping.
Yeah.
Like, nah. But now looking at it, I'm like, she was saying something there.
Right.
You were saying a lot there.
Right.
And I learned from that as I grew up.
Yeah, so you said your high school coach, the first person who told you that you can kind of go to the NFL. So now that seed is planted. So now you're like, it's in your mind that you can make it to the NFL. So let's fast forward, right? You play at FAU, you have a good career there. Now you got NFL aspirations, but your journey was different from a lot of people's journey. Undrafted, practice squad for 2 years, finally cracked the 53-man roster. Let's talk about that process because there's a lot of athletes out there that's on practice squad that may be thinking about quitting or pivoting, and they got pressures from their loved ones like, hey, you got to get some consistent money. We tired of moving. We tired of being uprooted. Maybe this ain't for you. What do you tell that person that's on the fence that's about to crack? But I want you to give them some advice to kind of keep going because they could be you.
First things first, if you're on practice squad, you can do anything. You're already in the room.
Yeah.
You're already in the room.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is mental.
Yeah.
And your rep can come at any time. And when I say like mental, it's really mental. There's no amount of push-ups, squats, running, doing a crazy drill that can push you to the next level. It's really just in your mind.
Yeah.
And for me, myself, I took a mental health journey to really get there. I've been in therapy for about 6-7 years now. And then really digging into myself and figuring out what makes me tick, my anxiety, the things I wasn't confident about, what I'm holding on to.
Yeah.
And even to this day, I have a little journal. And that's what keeps me going. That's what got me to that next level because once I started digging into that, and I was like, why am I shrinking myself so much in the building? Why am I shrinking my game? Why am I sitting here like, oh, that's so-and-so? And now I had to like expand my mind. Once I started taking care of my mental and uncovering my demons and doing everything I was supposed to do, the play followed itself. It was nothing I did physical.
You weren't boxed in anymore. Literally.
He said, Hey,
that is so profound, right?
Yeah, he said it was nothing I did physical. It was all mental.
It was all mental.
Yeah. Because you could play against the best of them, but if you yourself is shrinking because you're putting yourself in this self-contained box, right? Like, and then you get the tools to really break that box out. Like everything is just, the world is yours after that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. The NFL is emotional. And that's why you sitting here thinking like, say you're going against somebody that you heard got 20 sacks. Like you heard, but the other dude on the other side wasn't you.
Right.
So it's like he ain't seen you yet. Like, so it's like
you ain't finna scare me with the paper stats.
That's what I'm
Show
saying.
me right here on the line.
Because like now you thinking in your mind like, dang, he got 20 sacks. Now all of a sudden his arms look bigger. He look like he finna jump out the box on you.
Don't buy into it.
Exactly. But then it's like you go into your mind. It's like, okay, all right, B, what I gotta do? Put my feet right here. Put my hand on his. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna just go about it and make it so the game is not him. That's just another person.
Yeah.
The game is about myself and my work ethic and everything I'm doing in my mind, calming myself from that moment and just being right there and executing your rep.
Yeah, and that's one of the important things about being an athlete, being mentally strong. When I was playing, because I played for a mid-major, and I used to always say, man, we not playing the jerseys. We not playing, oh, it's Duke. Oh, let's be like, nah, bro, it's 5 dudes just like it. We got 5 on the court. Let's get to it. Like, let's get the battle and burn the ships and, come out on the top side of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, for sure. So, all right, so we talking about the NFL. Tell me about, like, some vets that kind of, helped you out, because I know, like I said, you weren't one of the top players coming in. You always had to prove yourself. So, who took you under their wing and showed you the ropes and, like, hey, B, this how it's done. If you do this, you can last a long time in this league. Or a coach. It could be a vet or a coach. Like, everybody need that type of guy to kind of help boost their confidence.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I got a long list. I feel like I pulled from everywhere. That's how I was raised as a kid. It was a village, and the NFL was a village. Yeah. And I feel like, I'm gonna just name a couple guys, a couple from each team. Deion Dawkins from the Bills. Snowman, he hands down took me in that first little bit and showed me the ropes. When I went to the Steelers, the whole offensive line, pouncing them. Tampa, Tristan, Donnie, Ali Marpet, all those guys. And even here, the Panthers, like everybody in the Panthers organization. So
yeah. So speaking of the Panthers, man, how y'all gonna be looking next year? We in the off season right now.
Come on now.
What y'all gonna be looking like next year?
Don't sleep on us.
I know how they won't be looking. Okay.
Listen, I don't want to hear none of that.
Y'all in the same division as the Falcons.
Yes. And the Saints. And the New Orleans Saints. Hi, everybody.
So I'm a Falcons fan by default. Chantel is
I'm a New Orleans Saints fan all day.
Okay, I got a question for y'all then. Y'all ready to be sad this year? Y'all ready to
see
what? I'm just
what are
asking.
You training for? Are you training to win?
I'm training to win. We're winning the division. Come on now.
So I tell you what, if Carolina come to Atlanta and win, I won't be sad because you on the team.
All right. I appreciate that. Yeah.
True. And when we play against the Panthers, and by we I mean the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
Boo. I'm gonna hope you run some good plays. As far as I can take it.
Okay.
Yeah. So all right. So what? So you say y'all gonna be nice this year, right?
We are gonna be nice.
Playoff nice or wild card nice?
I'm confident. That's what I'm gonna say. That I'm real confident.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm real
playoff
confident.
Nice.
Yes.
What you think about the Saints? You think they're gonna be what?
Not the Panthers. That's all I gotta say. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Not
Hoping
the Panthers.
for a wild card? Hoping for a wild card?
Listen, not the Panthers.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I love the confidence, though. I love the confidence. Let's talk about it, though. So how are you looking this season?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, real good.
Oh, my God.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this showing the energy. Like, I know Panthers were the Panthers in the past was our head coach, top down, amazing. We got good people in the locker room. We went and got some guys in the free agency. OTAs felt like it was camp. So I'm like the energy is contagious.
Oh, I love that.
And then you see everybody's like getting this little minute detail in. People taking a little step after practice and stuff. That's what I'm like.
When you see
something
everybody
special here.
When you see everybody getting extra reps, man, that's a good team. That's a sign of a good team.
Yeah,
doing stuff that not necessarily that's outside of practice. So speaking of off season, what's your workout regimen like? Like, how do you prepare? Like, it's a grueling season. Went from 16 games to 17 games.
You're a dad now, so how are you working all this out?
So at first, I like to do the first part of the off season. I give my body a break and I do all hand to hand, no weights. So this off season I did Pilates and I did boxing. I like doing combat sports and just learning different ways of using my body, and that allowed my body to heal from all the weights I was doing, running into people full speed. And once I do that, at the same time, my son was born January 4th, so it's at the end. So I'm balancing not sleeping at night and also getting a regimen in the morning.
Yeah.
And then, so that was hard, but I got a good partner, I got a good wife.
I love that.
And she's strong, and we work well together. She like to be in the gym too, so
Oh wow,
it'll be
I
sometimes.
saw her. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can
Yeah.
tell she's in the gym.
Yeah, she play football too, but she trying to be quiet about it.
She play football?
She a
Like
DN.
the flag, the female flag?
No, she played DN for the X League.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Was it women or co-ed?
No, it's women. She be hit sticking.
Oh,
So
for
how
real?
did you guys meet?
We should
Did
have
y'all
her.
meet over football?
No, I slid in the DMs.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Okay. Is that how everybody does it? Like, I'm trying to find
it's,
out.
You know.
Hey, sliding in the DMs
Yeah.
work, I guess.
Like,
I
okay.
had a good shot. I worked on it.
She gave you a shot, huh? Love that.
So, all right, now, as far as like your off-season regimen, right? Like, what do you I know you saying you do Pilates. Like, I know, is it more mental now or physical? Like,
It's both. I feel like for me, I'm just telling you my regimen now. I wake up, get in front of the red light for an hour. I do like some type of flow. You know what I mean? Flow, it's like some like little things I learned from yoga, some FRC, some functional range conditioning, and just whatever feels good, whatever my body needs. And then after that, I like to journal for like 15 to 20 minutes and start my day off. And it's no matter what I do, I know towards the end of the day, I put in good work in the morning. I move my body, I help my mental, and now it goes into the workout. And I'm very intentional with my workaux. Because before I'm not gonna lie, I was very aesthetic. I'm like, I want this to be cut, that to be cut.
The
But
mirror
now-
muscles.
Exactly. I'm like, and now I was like, well, these mirror muscles get my ass whooped as a rookie. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to figure something out. And
that
then
balance.
exactly.
like those
so now
little-
it's just functional.
Yeah.
Everything's functional.
Yeah.
Every movement I do, I'm thinking, how does this apply to my game?
Yeah.
And that's helped a lot.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. So I know you're in the real estate. You're investing, right? And that's one of the things that I'm big on with athletes. Like, make sure that you're investing in some shape, form, or fashion. While you're playing. So when you retire, you can kind of hit the ground running, and you building your network. I mean, the best time to kind of build your network is while your name hot. So just talking to athletes, making sure that they don't miss their chance. And do it now. So you're one of the ones that's doing it now. So let's talk about your real estate investments. What type of investments are you doing?
So first, I just wanted to make an Airbnb, and I'm like, I tried options. It was too volatile for me.
Yeah.
Tried a little day trade, and I read the book. Too volatile for me. I ain't like that. And then I was thinking, how can I make money while I'm just chilling? And I had a bunch of friends that had Airbnbs. One of them was Chris Harris. I shot him out, and Carlos in Tampa. Got to shout him out, and that inspired me. And I was like, okay, how can I learn how to do real estate from the bottom up?
Yeah.
And so I went and found a property. It was a single family home. I had a vision. It was elevated a little bit right there in Reddington Shores. There's 2 garages. I took the single family home and turned it into triplex.
Okay.
And then after renovations, now it's a 3-unit Airbnb. And that's my first investment. And then from then I had 2 life insurance policies, trying to get a trust set up. There's different things I can do to make that money come in, because I found that football became fun once I realized that after a hard practice, I'm getting a little payout from Airbnb. And I'm like, regardless of what happens, my family can eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, how can I then elevate that? And that's when I started networking a little bit and learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's dope. So is the Airbnbs is all you working on right now?
No, I'm trying to acquire more. What I really want to do is multi units. Because at first I thought I wanted to do single families, but I'm like, I like the idea of 10 units, 20 units, something I created from the ground up. So that's what I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn all the aspects of financing and doing what I can to make my money make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
So ideally, what's your main goal with the real estate investing or investing in general? Of course, I know you want to set yourself up for after the ball stops, but what's kind of like your vision? Like, what's your perfect scene on the investment front? Like, this is where I want to get to.
I think I want to be the guy that went from football and turned into somewhat of a real estate mogul, and just like learn from different guys and continuing to grow my craft in real estate. Because to me, real estate is kind of like football. You learn the ins and outs, you take the little details, make something better. Okay, how can I make this deal and take this 3% away from somebody else and give it to somebody I know? Or how can I finance this deal without using my money or stuff like that? And to me, it's fun. It's fun learning that way. And I feel like the payout from it being fun and winning is more passive income.
Yeah.
So I just want to be a guy that shares knowledge and have a good portfolio to take care of my family for future generations.
Right. Hey, if you out there and you want to learn how to do real estate development, whether it's building single houses, communities, or tiny home communities, join the Post Pro community today. I'm in there giving game. I'm walking you through all of our $60 million in developments. I'm showing you everything. I'm connecting you with the vendors. We're doing property walks, the whole nine. Click the link below and join today.
And most players, they don't really start to think about financial investments, real estate investments until they're exiting the league or have already exited it. So, like, what do you think prompted you to say, okay, let me go ahead and start to diversify my portfolio now. Let me start looking at other ways to make some money. Like, was it just because you grew up smart, you had a really impactful mom who was smart and wanted to, like, lead you in the right way? Or do you think it was just a hunger for more? What was it that made you say, I need to start this now, though?
I'm going to be real. My foundation came from my mom, but the real motivation was anxiety.
Okay.
And it came from, like, when I was on practice squad.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here thinking, like, I'm making $150,000, $200,000. Like, how can I make this flip to make sure I'm at least good? I don't know where this money going to end. And that's why I wasn't really confident in who I was doing on the football field. And then once I started doing that and handling everything else, I started getting better on the football field. And then that became another avenue for me to take my stress away and take care of my family. Because, you know, at heart, I just want to take care of people. I want to take care of my people.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to be sitting here working hard, doing all these push-ups, benching and doing all that, and they're not taken care of. So that's where I was coming from.
Yeah.
And then once I learned that there was more to that, I started having fun with it and started moving from a place of a negative emotion like anxiety, and now it's empowering. And now what I do is just creating. And that's where it came from.
Yeah, so speaking of, and I'm going to let you get back to your point, but speaking of, like, the practice squad, right, can you take us back to that moment when you was called into the office and they let you know you cracked the 53-man roster and you was getting signed? Like, what was that like? A lot of people don't get to see that behind the scenes stuff. Man. They just see it pop across the scroll on SportsCenter. Man. But, like, what was that like, that emotion? Like, damn, I finally did it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
inside your body.
You ever just, like, you just be trying for something for so long. And I remember my coach told me, he's like, you made the 53. And I looked at him, and it happened in the hallway. He like a little whisper to me. He's like, you know, you made it. And I was like, man, whatever. Like,
yeah.
Bullshit.
Find somebody else to play with, okay?
Yeah. But it's like, no, it was such a surreal moment. Like, you know, this feeling that I accomplished something. And that my ideal way of getting there wasn't normal. It wasn't like I was playing left guard. And because if you think about it, my body is different on both sides, left, right, on guard and tackle. They're all 4 different positions, but it's all the same mechanics. And it's like I had to learn how to create my body to be able to mold into 4 different, you know, scenarios in the game scenarios where this is how you do it at left tackle, left guard, and so on. Yeah. And I want to shout out my trainer, Nate, for helping me get my body into the right position to do that, and also my mental as well. And once I knew I did all that, I kind of treated everything like a research project of how to move certain things to make sure I'm successful. And then when I did it, man, I felt like Disney World. I felt like at that moment, I'm like, I accomplished something in life. I've been trying this for so long. Yeah. And to this day, I get goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah, man.
Because coming from where I'm coming from, I'm like,
yeah, that story needs to be told, man.
Yeah.
Like, that behind the scenes, like, is different from what they see on TV. Yeah.
So what advice then would you give other players who are trying to crack the 53-man roster, who may be on a practice squad, who may just have aspirations of making it to the NFL, but who also may have what we consider a bit of an imposter syndrome, right? Where it's like, am I worthy of that though? Like, I want it and I'm doing all the things though, but can I actually have it? And then when I'm in that space, will I feel confident enough to rise to the occasion and kind of break all the barriers that have kept my mind like entrapped?
Well, I'm gonna take it a different direction. Where I say like it's emotional, we can take the logistics side. someone bet their career that they went and scouted you and said you were good enough to be in the NFL.
Ooh.
Someone really went home and put, a steak on the table and was like, honey, I did it. And it was your name that they called in the meeting room for you to even be there in the first place. Yeah. And so it's like, people already believe in you. You may not hear it every day, but people already believe in you, and they feel like you have the talent and the ability to even crack the 53 or go on to be a starter. And I feel like, more people need to hear that. We don't get a lot of words of affirmation as football players. It's like, either you did bad or you can do a little bit better. But as a practice squad player, you enough.
Yeah.
You enough, and you have been enough, and they've seen it in college, and they believe in you already. You just have to believe in yourself a little bit more.
Right. Yeah, I'll say personally, like, one of my prayers is like, God, let me see myself as you see me. So that, like, if I feel like I don't measure up or whatever, I don't want to see myself from the different things that I feel like are my flaws or my vices or my inadequacies, but like, let me see myself as you see me. And a lot of times we'll find that other people believe in ourselves more than we believe in ourselves, or see something that we may not see. But that's just because I feel like we're carrying like all of the different traumas from like the past or our childhood. And it's like, can I really transition from here to there? But other people, they don't see what we felt in years past, right? They don't see those different experiences we've had. They only see the potential, the good things. Yeah. And I think just like you said, it's just so transformational when we get to see ourselves as others see us.
And to your point, and to Brandon's experience, I had the same scenario, right? Like you said, sometimes people see what we can do before we can see it. I remember getting called into the office, and I was in junior college, and I wasn't thinking I was a D1 player because I was a walk-on in junior college. So I'm just trying to prove myself in JUCO. And, I earned the starting spot, and then one day Coach called me into the office, and we were just talking, and just in the middle of the talk, he said, when you get to your D1, those were the words that he said, and then when he said that, in my mind, I was like, damn, I am a D1 player.
Yeah.
So the same way like you, when your high school coach mentioned NFL to you, I had that same epiphany, like, damn, okay. He probably didn't even realize, and I just, it was a smooth conversation, but in my mind, it was like, yeah, D1, okay, all right. Like, now I'm strapped up, and I'm a D1 player in my mind now, so, yeah.
Yeah, you need people to speak life into you, literally.
Sure.
You do. Yeah.
It really changes your mindset too, because like, being a young player, you just tunnel vision. It's like, I'm just trying to ball in this game. I got this, I got that.
I'm trying to make it to
when
varsity.
somebody pumps confidence into you, it do something to you.
They open up your whole vision.
Confidence and momentum is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And I know you're doing a lot of stuff, switching gears back to investing with gridiron housing. Like, kind of tell us what you're doing with that. So
I got a friend, Chris Harris, who really got me into real estate. He taught me a lot of what I know. We played college football together at FAU, and he's doing a lot of great things in Ocala, has his own construction business and all of that. And, I partnered with him to work with Gridiron Housing because they recently just got a patent to create affordable housing in Pinellas County. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, that's something I always wanted to do. It's like, and the thing is, what's so special about it is it's for teachers and firefighters. And I'm sitting here, I watched my mom struggle to be a teacher, buy stuff out of her pocket, go to the little learning center and put everything together. So now here's another opportunity where I can change people's lives through real estate. And along the way, I'm learning more about commercial real estate. So it's like, here I am impacting somebody's life, but also learning what I love to begin with. And it's all thanks to, my connections and my homeboy Chris from FAU.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. So is that like a nonprofit, Gridiron Housing, or is that like a collective of all NFL players doing something together?
So it's a company.
Okay.
It's a company, but they also love teaching athletes as well. Kind of like, how do I explain it? Basically, athletes come in, they partner together, but it's not just one of those situations where, people are like, here, I want to take your money. Like, you got $100,000, let me take it and flip it, and I'll bring it right back. And it's like, no, I'm going to talk about money, or we can talk about presence. And also, you finna learn something. You're not finna just,
sit back.
You're not finna just sit back. You finna get in this classroom. You finna put your boots down and figure something out. And that's something I love about them. Yeah,
because that's a different dynamic when you're learning. It's like on the job learning. Like when you're learning and you getting a return. So I think that's profound, because at some point you're gonna want to know how to do this and if you want to go off and do it on your own, you want to definitely have that knowledge instead of, because if you don't learn it, you are always at the mercy of someone else to do right by you, and that ain't always the case, as we know with athletes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So Brandon, it seems like you have an identity beyond football. You're great at football. We're excited to see you play this season for the Panthers. But your identity, again, it's well beyond football. So, what are the aspirations that you have for yourself personally? We know you want to get heavier in the real estate game. You're a father now. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? I know that's such a one of those cliche type of questions, but I ask because you're clearly enterprising. You have dreams that go beyond the span of what the field can take you. So where do you want to be?
To be honest, I want to be in a conversation with, all the investors, the owners. And I'm just take you back to a moment I had on the field. One day I was sitting there warming up and I had an epiphany. I'm like, damn, how much is my contract? And I'm like, this man over here popping the Coors Light, he's an investor and he's not sweating on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at the end of the day, looking at football in the grand scheme of things, I'm just an entertainer. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, how do I get into that area over there? How do I learn what they learn? Because they didn't have to play football to get their money. They use their mind. So I'm like, how can I use my mind a little bit more?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
the neck up.
Exactly. And that's
right.
why
You
I was
weren't
like,
getting hounded behind that seat for no reason.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was sitting there, I'm like, nah, I got to see something. And I got to learn a little bit more. So that's where I want to be. I want to be in a conversation with heavy movers, heavy investors, learn the game inside out, and then take a real good business approach to that. But on top of that, first and foremost, I want to be a great father.
Yeah.
I want to be a great father, and I want to set an example of what a great father is supposed to look like.
Right. Do you feel like you're up for the challenge?
Yeah, I got to be.
Yeah.
That's my little baby boy, and I got to take care of him. You know what I'm saying? And I really would like to be open and loud about how I feel about being a father, because I feel like in the Black community, we don't really got that.
Right.
Especially growing up, it's not celebrated being a black man, being a black father, but I want that to change personally. Right. So that's why I feel so strongly about it.
Yeah. Awesome.
No, that's dope. I love being a father. So let's do this rapid fire session.
Let's go.
We kind of talked about it a little earlier.
Let's go.
So hope we don't make nobody mad. So the first thing out the gate, I'm going for the juggler. Who the best player you ever played with?
I go Brady, and I'm gonna say Big Ben as well. And then there's been some monsters on the O-line, so I gotta shout all my boys out. That I'm just gonna keep it there. I'm not gonna do nothing else there.
Yeah. So that was a cheat code. He named multiple people. Now, that's what's up. And those are good choices. Brady, Roethlisberger, and then your O-line. O-line got to stick together. So
Absolutely.
Definitely got to shout the O-line out. So who the best player you ever played against? Have you ever been on the line? I was like, damn, I got to figure this dude out. Or, it's going to get drastic. You know what I'm saying?
So, Rashawn Gary, definitely. It was very technical. Very technical. And I'm going to say one more thing. Sometimes it's not even a person with a name. It's somebody trying to make it.
Yeah.
That be giving
they
you
be
hell.
I
was like, you out here just doing whatever. You trying to make be in the preseason.
That actually seems to be the most intimidating from what I can hear.
Yeah, because I don't know what you about to do.
Right. I'm just scared. Okay.
Let me handle you and see what's up. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What's one of your most memorable NFL moments?
Man, my first snap. So it was my first tick. We were in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and my coach looked at me, and he was like, our left tackle went down. Our coach looked at me, he was like, "You ready?" And I'm sitting here like, "Coach, I play everything." And I'm sitting here, I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to left tackle. All right.
Am I ready?
This is division rival. Like, okay, let me just." For a moment, I looked at the sky and I said, "You know what? Just focus."
Yeah.
I breathed in a little bit.
Cover that blind side. Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever happened, put pause on him, be a dog. I walked out there. I just act like I was in practice. I didn't see nothing. I didn't see no fans. I didn't hear nobody else. I just heard the coach and the players, and we ended up winning that game. It was a tough road game. We ended up winning it, and for that being my first tick, I'm gonna always remember that.
Yeah.
No, that's
first
dope.
of many for sure.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Your journey, like I said, we talked about the practice squad and all that. Have you ever thought about quitting? Have you ever been in a downtime or a dark space where it's like, man, I know I can do it. The phone ain't ringing just yet. You know what I'm saying?
Man, so I came into the league COVID year. I didn't have a pro day. I didn't go to the combine. I couldn't showcase anything. And I went to Buffalo, and I was doing well in practice. I was doing well in practice, and I was looking so forward to the preseason games so I can showcase everybody. It canceled preseason games that year.
Wow.
And then it's like I made the team as a practice squad player, then they cut me the next day. And for the next 2 weeks, hurtful. I looked in the mirror, I'm like, damn, like this really it? Like what else could you have done? Did I do enough push-ups? Did I run enough? Like could I have looked at the playbook a little bit better? And then I went around the country for 2 weeks, and at that time, like you get somewhere to work out, and you have to stay there for 3 days because you had to quarantine. And then finally, once I did all that, I made the practice squad with the Steelers for a year before I went to Tampa. And during that time, when I tell you, I thought it was over, and it felt like I was a failure, and it felt like I had to go home. I had to look at my mom, like,
that's tough.
Listen.
Yeah.
And I had to like look at my friends, like I couldn't do it, especially my boys in college, but.
Yeah.
No, once I got through that, I realized I'm like, that's the worst it's gonna get right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only way is up from
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got one more opportunity, so make the best of it.
And you did. You did.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any more rapid fire questions?
I think that's it for the rapid fire. But definitely, that was some good stuff. And I know, like before we got on camera, you was talking about how you study like ancient warriors. Like I want to kind of get into that because that's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't hear a lot of people talking about that. Like I was joking with you. Like I read the Art of War. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I studied Confucius, but you actually study like warriors and what they did in the ancient times. And let's talk about how that helps your mental and how you use that to your advantage on the gridiron.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a history buff. I like just learning stuff, looking at Wikipedia. I'm like, how did this emperor do this and that? And I feel like learning about, the winners in history, as I call it, the warriors, the people that figured out the way to create, good systems to just win.
Yeah.
And just reading books, they all find this similar place, this calm before they're about to, attack somebody.
Yep.
And I always thought it was just violence. You just see violence, but it's really the scariest warriors was calm, and they were precise, and they knew exactly what they was doing. And I feel like from learning that, took a different approach from my game because I think so much I was an overthinker at first.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, if this samurai sitting here talking about, he looking at angles with a sword, or this, Maori warrior or Zulu warrior doing these certain techniques, how can I then take that and learn what these ancient people are doing to die or to fight for some type of land? How can I take it, simplify it, and just play this game? And to me, it's like I get into a certain state when I use my instincts, and I'm like, listen to what they're doing, kind of meditate, think about putting that in my instincts. And that when I went from there, it made everything easier.
Yeah.
Things
So now-
slow down, right? Yeah.
So now I get hit in the face or I get smacked, I just like, I ain't do nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like mentally, I'm still here because sometimes when you get hit, the emotions start going, and then now I got to get my get back. It's like, nah, okay. I just know in 3 plays we got a pull play. I'm gonna handle that. You know what I'm saying? And that's that mentality is will help me a lot.
Yeah, I think people like downplay the mental side of sports. Like the physicality, I mean, you can go 1-for-1, that kind of cross everything out. But if somebody got more confidence or they're more mentally strong and they can go through a little bit more pain than the other guy before they crack, that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't realize that. Like it's mainly mental from the neck up. What separates a good player from a great player, in my eyes, is confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who knows they put in the work. That's the reason why Steph can go out there and shoot the way he does, or Tom Brady can thread a needle the way he does. Like he's done it before, thousands of times in practice before. So I think that's one of the least respected aspects of the game is the mental aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you seem like you're in a really thoughtful place right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's the therapy. I don't know if it's the samurai. I don't know. The
It's
art
all
of
love.
war.
Combination.
It's
Yeah.
all love.
I don't know if it's the good foundation you got growing up, but you just seem to be in a very thoughtful, premeditated place. And I love to see that. It does make me scared about this NFC season coming up, to be quite honest with you.
You should.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
this man is
He
like,
been studying samurai warriors.
right. Like, and then he's so calm right now, like, nah, we ready. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I actually do believe you, though. I'm a bit afraid, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, good. I mean,
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
I'm doing my job. Yeah.
So you always played the O-line. You never played the defensive line?
I played D-line growing up too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like, a couple years in high school and Pee Wee.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I sit back. I know I play basketball, but sometimes I sit back because every time I'm out, they confuse me for football. Like, oh,
That's what I'm saying. You
play
look like a
football?
tight end.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So sometimes, every now and then, when the world slows down, I'm like, damn, what would it have been like if I would have played football? You know what I'm saying?
True.
Because when I was in PAC, and we're going to get the PAC right, I was in PAC in Nashville. And I'm like, man, all these NFL dudes are small, man. I would have ran through these. Like, they smaller, but not like skinny, but like they stocky, but like they shorter in stature, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. But I did have an opportunity coming out of college to play for the Bengals. They reached out to me, right? But I had already signed with an agent for basketball, and it was a trainer for the Bengals. And he was like, he didn't want to deal with any agents, and but I had already signed with an agent, so that kind of didn't go anywhere. But sometimes I think, like, what could have been if I would have played football, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you would have been nasty for sure.
Yeah.
You would have been a matchup nightmare for sure. Yeah.
Throw that bitch to the back of the end zone,
Yeah, bro.
dog.
You
It's
thought that
over
good.
with.
It's done.
over with. So let's talk, financial, right? We hear all these statistics about athletes going broke after retirement and stuff. And me personally, I get tired of it because I'm a solutionist. It's like, why keep regurgitating the same shit when we can find a solution? You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about it is, almost every athlete I done bumped into, even myself, we done had financial advisors. So how y'all going broke and y'all got financial advisors? You know what I'm saying? Like who's watching who? Or y'all just saying, like, is this like a blind six, no look pass? Like, just do this and let me know what it is. Like, nah, you can never be too busy to check on the money.
Exactly.
Like, just like you can't be too busy to work out. Like, you gotta do that. So same way you work out, like you got your morning routine, checking the bank account should be a part of it. So it shouldn't be a situation where, I took my eyes off of it and they stole a couple $1 million from me.
See, nah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
No, like that old saying, how you do one thing, how you do everything.
Yeah.
You ain't even steal $10 from me.
Exactly.
And the thing is, I had that happen to me, my renovation on my triplex. I had to go back and look at it, and I looked at that man, I was like, nah, this is a double invoice right here.
Yeah.
And then, little stuff like that. So like when it comes to financial advisors, it's like, I always be talking to people like, listen, if it take you 30 hours, understand this fine print.
Yeah.
Grab that man back in the Zoom call or wherever he come from.
Yeah.
Have him make you understand this to your level.
Yeah.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's your money, and you hiring him.
Nobody ain't gonna watch your money like you.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna watch your money like you. And when it comes to business, nobody gonna run your business like you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of watch everything.
Yeah. You can't expect people to have integrity when they don't even know you.
I think that's
They're
where
just thinking
most
about
people
their
slip
family.
up. Yeah, I think that's what most people slip up, thinking people got the same integrity as them.
Right.
And then when they find out they don't, it's too late.
Right.
You feel me? So
Now you feel hurt because they took your money. But
And
it's
you
like,
worked hard, and you're
And
the
then
one
you ready to
sweating on
crash
Sunday,
out.
like you said.
yeah.
and then a lot of times, a lot of athletes get stolen from, and they stay quiet because they don't want the embarrassment. Like that they one of the ones that got.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So so now the culprit, they can go steal from other people because you too scared or too embarrassed to speak out. So now they little scheme keep going.
Yeah.
You know?
And I found like, to me, when I talk to certain people, being vulnerable is stronger than being quiet.
Yeah.
Because I can sit here as a man in front of you today and be like, yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I need help. And everybody gonna be like, oh damn, like he in this high level and he really saying like, oh yeah, I need help right here. People gonna run to try to help you.
Yeah.
Because they understand at that point you become human. At that point they're like, okay, how can I help? Or like, how can we learn? Just tell me about your problems. And no
Yeah.
one's ever going to judge you. But I feel like sometimes as a football player and just athletes in general, you come from this alpha mentality. It's like, I'm a perfect person. I never did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Tell these people you got
Yeah.
and let them help you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That's anybody.
Right.
And you only know what you know. And the real conversation happens once you are real enough to say, I don't know this, or how can I figure this out? That's when everybody could roll up their sleeves and really
Yeah.
get to the work of it all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that's when you're strongest. When you're like, I don't know how to do this, that's when you level up, because now you're about to really figure out how do I figure out this aspect of my life for real now.
You spitting.
Instead of just like giving people money to do some things, but it's like you don't. If we're being honest, a lot of athletes are coming from single parent households. All they know is that sport that they were trained to do to some degree. But then it's like we're assuming because they have money, and money equates with know-how, that we just know how to do all of the things
Yeah.
because we could spend a check. But it's like, no, I need to understand how to really do this. And yeah, that's when you really kind of level up.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's nothing
Absolutely.
wrong with not knowing. You just got to be committed to figuring it out.
Yes.
Like I said, my first time, and I think all athletes need to learn how to fill out their own personal finance statement. I think that'll help with all this, loss of capital between athletes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember the first time, I'm in real estate, so the first time I'm trying to go through a bank, they asked me to fill out a personal finance statement. And I'm like, man, what the hell is this?
For real.
They sent me this document with like different tabs, net worth, accounts receivable, accounts payable, what credit cards you have, what assets you have, what are the loans against them, like all this. And I'm sitting there like, man, it was kind of intimidating. Like, man,
Right.
I don't want to do this shit, but I had
Right.
to figure it out.
Yes.
But that allows me, I know my net worth. I do this like every quarter. I know it's going up. I know if it's going down. And if it's going down, I'm going to go and do some recon and see what's going on. Maybe I sold a property or this or that. But I think every athlete needs to learn how to fill out their own PFS, personal finance statement.
Yes.
Like, get into the finances, man. Like, that's the only thing that matters. You can't outsource. It's some stuff you can't outsource. You know what I'm saying? You can have a third party, somebody doing it, but who's watching them?
Exactly.
Do you got a third party person auditing them? You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like,
yes.
that's cheaper than getting robbed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I just feel like I think the reason why a lot of athletes shy away from the finances is because they're not used to it. But just because you hadn't done something before don't mean you can't do it right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, dive in. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So now,
Right.
like, I didn't know how to do it at first either, but I was filling one out the other day. It's one on my desk right now. Like, I'm always constantly doing this
Yeah.
now because it's easier every time I do it.
Yeah, you
I
got to
know-
take ownership
Yeah.
of your brand, of your likeness, because all these other people out here trying to capitalize on your brand, your likeness, your talent, your ability, and then you're over here like, okay, they're gonna make sure I'm straight financially. No, like that's your mama got you to practice. Your mom made sure you had what you needed. I saw this one video. I can't remember the kid who just got drafted in the NBA draft the other day, but he gave a shout out to his mom because he was like, we literally lived in a house where we had a generator running for 7 years
I saw that.
or however
Is that
long.
EJ,
And it's
dude from Baylor? Is it
yes,
from Baylor?
and it's like people are, before I even met you, Mr. Man or Mr. Advisor, Mr. Whatever, my mom and me, like, we struggled, our family struggled, but we got here though off of my talent, off of their sacrifices, off of our know-how to just kind of be able to get to this place. And then you come in and all of a sudden I'm supposed to just drop the bag because that's the title. You're supposed to be savvy in managing my finances. Like, at some point you got to remember, like I said, like, this is your brand. This is your likeness.
Yep.
This is you, your family, your legacy, all of that. And it's like, if you don't have some ownership to make sure nobody robs you, too much has been invested to get you to this point for you to just let somebody come in. And because they may have a history, a generational history of being good, and they're good at finances, and then you come in and they're supposed to just eat off you because they're good at it, and then you assume because they're good at it, you just gonna be hands off.
Or
Like,
that's just
no.
or that's just the perception, and they just hadn't been caught out of it yet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just it may be on the outer surface that they know what they're doing, but they probably don't know what they're doing. They could be running Ponzi schemes behind. You know what I'm saying? So it's you got to do your due diligence, and it's like
Yeah.
It's one thing you if you're gonna be a warrior on the field or on the court, why not be a warrior with your finances?
Yes.
Like you said, how you do anything is how you do
do
everything.
everything, yeah.
So you can't go 1,000% here and outsource the most important part of the deal, which is the money. You know what I'm saying?
Because you think you're working smarter and not harder, but then what am I really working towards if you rob me though?
Yeah. And one thing I want to mention is when you get and this is just for athletes in general, I find they get in a meeting with somebody and they feel like they got to say yes. You always have the power to say no.
Yeah.
Like if you in a meeting with somebody and throw a whole PDF at you in an hour, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah.
And then they be like, oh, okay. Because most of the time they see you a walking check and they think you dumb. They think
shark in the water.
Exactly.
When the athletes walking,
and you're so ready for an opportunity that
Yeah.
you don't be like, let me think about it, because you're probably too scared there won't be an opportunity
Exactly.
if you think about it too long.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, it's all gonna sound good. But
Yes.
you gotta do your research. And if you don't know how to do your research, get with somebody who can help you do your research.
Yes.
That's gonna be cheaper than doing a bad deal. You know what I'm saying? Some deals shouldn't even make it, off the desk. But it's a lot of people out here pushing bad deals just because they eating off fees.
Exactly.
It's different operators out here. You know what I'm saying? And I see you one of the ones who putting in the work to prepare for life after the game, because me and you in the PAC, pro athlete community.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that and what they got going on, because I know you was in Scottsdale. I just got back from the one in Nashville. It was a great event, and we're going to be out in Vegas as well with Summer League and the PAC for the NBA players.
Yeah.
So talk about your experience with PAC and, the other groups that you're in.
So when I first went to PAC, shout out for Jake Lampman for getting me there last minute. But when I went in there, I didn't know what to really expect, but I left with so many nuggets that put all my pieces together. Like I felt like, with all my renovations and my business stuff, I'm trying to get this LLC and then find a Duns and Bradstreet number and do all these different things. And I'm like, I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna keep chugging and find it out. I went to PAC and found answers. And networking. And they put it in a way where it was easily digestible and everybody was accessible. And so when I left PAC, I was like, okay, there's so many different things you can do with real estate. There's different things you can do with any type of business. And on top of that, it's a whole platform that can help you do that. If I got a question, I'm gonna ask somebody at PAC, or I'm gonna ask somebody that I knew in a network at PAC, and they have the answer, or they can put someone that can give me the answer.
Right.
And that's the things I needed, because like I feel like I was by myself for a minute, because not a lot of athletes like trying to go and do business like, oh no, you're doing too much. I'm finna just get this money and go away. But it's like they had all the answers, and that's what I really loved about PAC.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, that was my first experience with PAC. I had been following them on social media for about a year or so. And then I got the invitation to go to Nashville, and then I just kind of fell in love with it, because it felt like I was back in the locker room. Like it was like, man, like so the way PAC is, they got an event for NFL players, they got an event for NBA players, and then they got an event for MLB baseball players.
Yeah.
So even though I didn't play football, I was still within my element. It felt like I was back in the locker room. Like we were just having conversations. Like even though I didn't know them, they didn't know me, but we all athletes in there, and then we just talking business, talking shop. What you doing, learning about people's journeys and stuff. So I think that was real dope to kind of get everybody back together. And I think we was talking about this off camera is. Instead of doing it, everybody trying to do their own one-off thing, we got a collective now to where we can bounce ideas off each other and we can share experiences. So the mistake I made, you don't make. The mistake you made, I don't make. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was a great organization to put together. That's something I would have wanted to put together, in my head. So I'm glad they did it. So now I just support them and show up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's some good stuff there. I want to point out one point, in fact, that I just thought about was Terrence Murphy when he started speaking on the panel.
Shout out Murph.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And, I asked some questions to him, and he really expanded my mind about real estate and about learning everything. And the thing I noticed, though, is Justin Tuck sitting here talking him up, and Terrence Murphy sitting there like, I'm not really going to say nothing. They were like, no, you need to speak. You need to speak. And I feel like for practice squad players that really need to listen to this, he was first round and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
And then it's like
first season, couple games.
Yes. And then took that money and flew.
Right.
And then it's like, here is this all-pro Hall of Famer looking at this man like, no, you got the knowledge. And so it's like, if you ever look at your self-worth as a practice squad player and just as a man, and it's like, you put it all in football, here's somebody that's amazing at football looking at him as like, okay, I need to learn from you as well. So it's not all in football. It's about that network and what's in your mind and everything else. Like, and I feel like that was powerful for me to see and some other people to see, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. When I was in practice squad, I put all my worth and validation in being a great football player. And then it's like, once I found other things and like, okay, now I need to be well-rounded. Great father, great man, businessman. And then I see him, and he's sitting here walking around, Murph, and he's sitting here walking around like, you know, just cool. But I didn't even know what that man did until I met him there. And I'm like,
Murph.
Damn, he did all that without really playing either. He got the first round. And I feel like that was amazing to see.
Yeah.
But you can really do it from anywhere.
Yeah, and I think that's powerful because it shows like, man, what you can do if you take care of your money. And then also, too, if you put your mind to it, even if you start with a little less than what like most athletes start with, which is millions, like you can make it. Because like, you know, Murph brought me in to EXP. I had my own brokerage. I relinquished my brokerage. So Murph is my upline in EXP. And, you know, we talk, and he used to tell me, like, I mean, like, he didn't make a lot of money, but what he did was he did right by it. And, you know, he stuck with it. He started building, he started developing, and then he's building Starbucks and all these other, like, you know, commercial triple net lease type things. And, you know, it's worked out for him. So, I mean, that just shows, like, what you can do when you put your mind to something. Like, just like when you started football, like you say, you started late. You was a late bloomer. You started at 12, but you put your mind to it. The same thing goes for business. The same thing goes for finances. Like, you know, when I first stepped on the court, I wasn't who I was when I was in my prime. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of long nights, late nights, early mornings, a lot of getting shots up, a lot of nights, you know, staying late at the gym and not having a ride home, like dealing with it. Like, man, I figured that out after my workout, because the workout was that important. Because I was just trying to get out the hood. I'm like, I gotta make it. I gotta figure this out. If I ain't got no ride, we'll figure it out. So
Right.
Hey, you ever thought about getting into real estate development? I know you got Airbnbs and stuff now. So to me, real estate development is like, it's like going to the league. That's the highest level of the game that you can play. And ironically, that's one of the only positions that you don't need a license. Go figure that.
That's
you know
wild,
what I'm saying? Like, you don't need a license to be a developer, but the developer make the most. And they can eat in the most ways. You know what I'm saying? So did you have any aspirations about getting in development? Because what I want to start doing is inviting people like yourself onto our sites. We got about $60 million in development going on right now. And kind of, you know, walking and learning. Like, we'll walk you through the whole process. You know what I'm saying?
I'm coming.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm coming for sure.
Start seeing, like, because with development, it's so many different moving parts. You got pre-construction, you got construction, you got the entitlement stage, then you got post-construction, you know, dealing with the HOA stuff, you know what I'm saying? Then raising capital. That's a full-time job in itself, you know what I'm saying? So I think that'd be dope to expose, because exposure is everything. Right. Because once you're exposed to it, you'll feel like you can do it. Like when your high school coach exposed you to the fact that you could be an NBA player. When my junior college coach exposed me that I could be a D1 player, it was locked in my head from then. You know what I'm saying? So now when you go actually see a development, it'll be locked in your head like, okay, I done seen this before. All right, they putting the storm drains in the ground right there. They putting the sewers in the ground right here. Okay, they grading. You got to grade to get it up to site so it don't flood. Like all of that stuff. So once you learn it, you'll never lose it. But like I said, man, it's the highest level you can play, and then, you know, your family will thank you for it once you learn the game, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm definitely gonna be there. I'm gonna learn everything.
Yeah.
Because even what you're talking about is like, I want to do vertical integration. Like, I'm sitting here looking at Amazon, why they got everything by themselves, and I'm like, I'm eating off of one part of the real estate, and that's just me buying it, renovating it, renting it out, and eventually I'm gonna refinance, get the equity, do something with it.
Right.
But it's like, you get the land, it's only up from there.
Yeah.
Literally.
And that's why I'm sitting here, I'm like, damn, it's a little bit longer, but it's so much coming from that. And so many people eat off of it. And that's why I think, like, you right, that's the highest level. Yeah. Because you control everything.
And it's the type of money athletes are used to making. Like, imagine making $1 million or $2 million on a development. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, those are like starter developments, I would call. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can make, like, depending on what you do, And like once you learn zoning, like zoning is one of the cheat codes. Like I'm gonna get a whole game away up here. Like we not sheltering nothing. Like zoning is one of the cheat codes. When you able to take a piece of property and turn it from 1 to 32 or 1 to 64, and what I mean by that is, all right, I buy a piece of land, it may be zoned to build one house on it, but if I get it rezoned to build 60 units. Right. Let's do the math on that. You know what I'm saying?
It's quick.
Let's say, let's say it cost me $200K to build it, and I can sell it for $350. I'm making $150 off each one gross. Let's say if my expenses are a certain percent, and let's say my expenses are $50,000 a house, so I'm making $100,000 a house. Right. If I got 60 units,
right?
What's the math on that?
$6 million.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's out there. You know, I think people just got to be exposed to it, and that's what we're here to do.
And you'll still have fun with your real estate flips and your rental properties and things like that. So it's like all that will eventually become passive income. You know, just stuff you have going on. Little light work.
Yeah. I think, you know, you getting your feet wet right now doing the Airbnbs, you getting the terminology, learning how to work with GCs and contractors.
Getting the network up.
Don't trust them contractors too. I'm gonna drop that in now.
Listen, I already learned hard.
Pay for your own materials and pay for labor, man. Yeah. That's a good way to protect yourself. Them GCs ain't gonna like that. Because you just took one of the ways that they're gonna rob you off the table.
Yeah, I've been through that before. I already know.
Yeah. See. Yeah. So if anybody watching this, y'all want to get into real estate, buy your own materials, pay for labor.
Yes. But you're such a powerhouse, though, Brandon, because you're literally renovating houses, doing all that. And mind you, this man is about to be on the football field in just a couple months playing for the Panthers. So it's like, I don't know how you make time to do it all. But everybody out there who has the opportunity that Brandon has, that anyone who is an athlete, you got to make the time to diversify your portfolio because it does end on the field at some point, and sometimes it could happen a lot sooner than we anticipated. And your family and everybody's like, you know, relying on you because you have become this self-proclaimed savior for the family or breadwinner. And it's like, however you got there, though, it's kind of like you're charged to keep that ball rolling, though. And and that ball won't always just be rolling up and down the field. It might be on a development site. So,
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, we're so excited to see everything that you have in store for
I appreciate
you.
that. I appreciate both of y'all, man.
Man, I appreciate you coming out, man. Like I met Brandon in Charlotte about a month and a half ago, right? 2 months ago. And I told him, I said, you know, if you ever in the A, you know, I got this podcast with athletes. I want you to come on. He let me know he was in town. Hey, Chantel, she said, I ain't got enough time to get ready. I'm like, we doing it. We striking, man. We striking. We ain't thinking too much about it. We striking like he in town. Let's do it. So I appreciate you coming through. You brought your family. You got a beautiful family.
Yes.
And I love the fact that, you know, you love being a father, man. I love being a father as well. And I just think that's needed, especially in our community. And yeah, man. Keep
showing up.
Yeah.
Definitely keep showing up because everyone's watching. They're watching to have that role model as a father, that role model as a player, and then that role model as a businessman too. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that.
So thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this episode of Developing Athletes Podcast. Again, we were joined by the amazing Brandon Walton. Be sure to catch him this season with the Carolina Panthers. You know, I want to wish him good luck.
That's crazy. No, that's crazy.
Hey, wish him good health, though. Like,
I'm wishing that he stays in good health.
Oh, man.
You know, I kill it out there. But when you get to play the Saints, though, just, you know,
big
build
trust.
a house that day. Just go build a house that day.
Look.
We wish you the best, though. For real. For real.
Nah, for sure, man. I appreciate you coming out, bro. Yeah. Take us away.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this episode of Developing Athletes Podcast. Thank you, Brandon Walton, for joining us. Thank you to my amazing host, Shadzilla, just being such an amazing staple. And we look forward to other athletes coming on and talking to us about your story, about what you're investing in, what are you developing outside of the field or off the court. Check us next time.
All right. Holla at us.